I'm a little late. You know, I don't like to be late, but I'm trying to get my life together here, and hopefully you guys can see me. I'm gonna take your notes. You're gonna let me know if it's too dark, too light, whatever the hell. See how this is looking, which I don't know. But I'll figure it out on this thingy. Let's see. That's where the camera's at. What is about to pop, Lord? Okay, it doesn't look bad. I like the color. All right, then that means we can get started. I'll make sure I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy of the Ghosts. Okay. All right. Turn that down. Now I get to see. So, we're already there. At the 10. So we're gonna get started. First of all, hello everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Today I have a few things that I want to chat about, which I think are going to be pretty interesting. So I'm gonna need your honest opinion, your honest comments, and don't be shy to say the truth. Don't be shy to just tell the truth, because ain't no need of lying about certain things if it is what it is. All right. So as you already know, I will be taking information from this phone. So when you ask a question, I'll use this as my direction to communicate with you guys. So this week has been a very interesting week for me. I'm sorry, I'm doing a few things at the same time. I have definitely realized I have a very direct personality, and I have very little room for being kind sometimes. I think kind more so just being sensitive of other people's feelings, which I really feel bad about, because I don't want to ever hurt people's feelings. Um, this week, my little sister shared with me a story about one of her really good friends who is an artist, and I guess I said something to the fact of um, apparently I said that she was talentless, which I don't feel myself saying that to any artist, but apparently I said that and it affected her. So I do want to say out loud in front of everybody who's here that I am sorry for saying that to you, because that's not right for anybody to say to anybody. If I did say that, I don't remember saying that, but I remember throughout my life so many times I've been told I can't do this. I should just stop. So I do apologize for that if I said that to you. But anyway, so today's topics is about lies. When is it okay to lie? We'll talk about that for the first half an hour, and then we'll talk about hey Justin. Justin, I text you, and I don't know if I have your right number, but I text you to let you know something important. So if you can just text a brother back. My number is still the same since I was 13, so you have my number. So yeah, my internet's not working on there. So first thing is about when is it okay to tell a little bit of a lie, is if it's okay to ever tell a lie. And then the other one, for the last half an hour, we'll talk about if education changed a person. So I'm realizing in some cases education does change people, but in how does it affect your surroundings, your friends, your family, your loved ones? So let's first talk about lies. So I would like to know from you guys. I don't think I even have good service in this bad boy. I'd like to know from you guys, when is it okay to tell a lie? Is it small little lies, jokeful lies? Is it I'm calling out a work lie? Is it to um, cover somebody's feelings? Okay, here we go. To cover somebody's feelings, like when is it okay to tell a fib? That's what I want to know. I want to know when is that okay. Um, so yeah, let's talk about that. What's up, Fuller? That's the fly guy there. I'm trying, you guys. I feel like I'm so out of like place right now because I'm trying to get to my other page so I'm able to be more efficient for you guys. So for me, I grew. So y'all know I always tell the truth on my on these videos. So growing up, I was known to like tell little lies. So as a kid, so maybe middle school, I always found a way to uh, make up lies, and I sometimes I just lied just to lie for the hell of it. So it'll be small things like, "Did you brush your teeth?" Yes, Mom, I brushed my teeth. No, I didn't brush my teeth. Or, did you clean your room? Yeah, my room's clean. Knowing that my mother can see that I did not clean my room. So it was small little things like that that affected me as a kid. And I think it was when I had to be like 18. A situation with my father approached, and he just was lying. And I think that's when I vowed, to stop making promises. Because for me, it was more so like I said I was going to do something. I didn't do it. I vowed never to do that to individuals, because that feeling of being let down or being lied to is something that is not something you just can't take away from a person. So, which is, what's up, Q? One of the most talented comedians I know. He's famous, y'all. Yes, he is. I'm joking. No, I'm not joking. You are famous, bro. So I've learned to stop telling those little lies like around 18, but I stopped like lying in relationships. Actually, after my last one, because I realized what that does to a person and how it really mentally affects a person. And it wasn't like it was like I cheated on you lies. It was just like stuff that was promised that I never accomplished. And that right there was something that I felt really, it really damaged, I guess, the relationship. Yes, I got it. I got it on. All right. So I try to make sure that I'm always telling the truth. So what I'm learning as I get older and as I'm discovering myself again is that I have to remain honest, even for the things that may not necessarily affect the person. But for me, if I feel like it's in my brain and I'm not saying nothing about it, then I feel like I'm lying, and I don't want to feel like that. And I think also as being a dad, I realized the importance of just being honest, being real, and keeping those things legit, because I'm not good at keeping track of lies. So if I say a lie, I'm most likely going to go back on it. So I prefer just not to do it because it keeps me safe and out of trouble. The service here is sucking. All right, cool. So for lying, I feel like it's something that you shouldn't do if it's like something that's going to protect a person. So that's why I wanted to get into the lying part of everything. So I feel in some situations that when you're protecting a person from either emotionally being hurt or embarrassed, or in a place where they're not able to really receive your truth, I believe that in moments, hey Lynette, you need to be careful of how you speak to people. So somebody said, hey, okay, for example, if you're out in a big ball and it's you and your friends, and your friend comes in with a green sparkly dress and we're all in all black attire, and she feels uncomfortable and she's not feeling good, and she just feels like, oh, I should have just went with you guys and wore my all black. Um, oh, this is good. I can see better on my laptop, so if I'm looking this way, because I can see better on my laptop. Um, I realized that it's not gonna be a good thing for me to go and so like, bitch, you look crazy. Like, why are you up in here with this this green dress? So you have to make sure, like in a situation like that, I would naturally be like, no, uh, no, Marie, you don't look crazy. You look good, girl. That dress is hugging you. I know that's kind of like, it comes off like you kind of like fake a little bit, but in reality, what you do on the other hand by saying, you look crazy. Like, why'd you walk in here like that? Why you have this on? Blah, 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 blah. That can really damage a person's self-esteem. She may end up crying. She may end up going crazy. Like, whatever the case is, you got to be very careful about how you treat people's feelings. And so I feel like when feelings come involved with small things like that, that when you can actually circle back around and correct. And so, for example, if I was to say, no, girl, you look good, be confident, work your stuff, blah, 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 that's cool. But I will make sure as a friend, I will come to her afterwards and be like, all right, Marie, you know damn well you should have came to here by the dress code. And because you didn't come by the dress code, that's the reason why you feel uncomfortable. Hey, what's up, Corey? So I feel like it depends on where your intent is for the little lie. Um, I ain't gonna lie, there are times where I have to really navigate people's feelings. And I say navigate people's feelings because I feel like there are times where I just don't have the best of filter. And because I don't have the best of filter, that really hinders me from um, being careful about people's feelings. And sometimes I move so fast, I don't think about what I said until I said it. And I gotta be a little bit more careful. So for me, every now and then, if it's necessary, I do slap in a little something light so that I'm not hurting a person's feelings, especially if we're in a public place. Because sometimes that's the worst place to get, to get your feelings hurt. So I kind of wanted to know, I want this to be a conversation like, as always. I love how this is a different crew of people, but I want to know what you feel. Hey, what up, Marie Rose? I want to know what you feel about if it's okay to tell a little white lie. Like, when is it okay? Like, is it okay to call out of work and tell a lie and take that personal day when you could just call and say, I need a personal day? Like, when is it okay to give a little white lie to a person? When is it okay to cover up? And what is your process? Like, do you, like myself, go back and correct those things if needed? If it's a more of an emotional thing, like how do you handle those things? Oh, I love Marie Rose. I wonder how you're doing. How you doing, Marie Rose? Are you in school? That's one of my students. Are you still in school? Did you graduate? What's the? Tell me what's going on with your baby. So yeah, talk about that with me. Let me see where you guys are coming from on that situation. I'm trying to think. What's up, Angel? I'm trying to think if there's any other situations where I really dealt with no, there's not no other situations where I really dealt with it. So like I said, I want to know, you guys, what you think about if there's an okay time to tell a lie. I definitely don't think it's necessary in a relationship. I think that when you're dating someone, you need to be, before you're in a relationship, you need to be best friends with that person. So if you're best friends with that person should know all the signals of everything that you're going to do or even what you're going to say. The key to a really good relationship is that best friendship, and you shouldn't. To my best friend, I have no secrets. I have no lies. That's my best friend. So, absolutely, don't put it in a relationship. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's time and a place for every conversation, especially one that's so sensitive. But I would let the conversation go unsaid. So, are you saying that when things arise that you just let it slide, like you won't say anything. But people always say that when people do not speak, that is still a form of lying. So would you consider that a form of lying? Would that be something that you would feel more cautious, you wouldn't feel as guilty about because you did not say anything? Is that why were you okay with not saying anything because of the situation? Even though to me that's still considered a lie. Like, if you knew that I was about to fail and you had every capability of stopping me from failing, but you decided to let me fail, and then you told me afterwards that I failed because of so on and so on, I would feel like I'm being played and I'm being lied to. So what would you say about that? What's up, bro? Dominic Brown, out here in these streets, being my business partner, the bomb. No, I would just make sure I'm in the right setting and just to discuss it. Well, it kind of sounds like what I feel too. I feel like the setting means everything if it's important to say, but what if it's immediate? Shit, what if I had a boogie or my breath was stinking? Like, are you gonna let me go out through the entire day and not say something to me? And then I put on my mask and I smell my stinky ass breath? Like, nah, like, I need to know. Like, I need to know. And I feel like if I'm with you all day and I had a stain on my face or a mark on my face and you didn't say something to me, I feel like you're lying to me. I feel like I can't trust you. I feel like you're gonna allow me to walk these streets looking a hot mess. And because of that, I would feel some type of way. Well, now it looks like my phone wants to work. That's why I said what I said. Definitely needs to discuss. Absolutely, I feel you. I feel you so very much. Annie, Annie's on. She's the bomb. Diggities, bomb.com. All right, Fuller. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. I tell you all the things. Do you tell me everything, Dom? I feel like you tell me what is beneficial. I feel like you are a legit mirror of myself, so I can say that you tell me what I need to know. I don't know if you tell me everything, but that's okay because I don't care. Because as long as I know the stuff that I need to know, I'm okay with. So I think when I ask direct questions, you definitely give me a direct answer, and as long as I'm pulling it out of you. But I say that our connection is bomb, and we definitely don't feel uncomfortable about sharing our most intimate parts with each other. You are one of the few people that get that side of me, so I appreciate that with you. You know it, right? Right. Okay. Right. We get it. But I appreciate that. So yeah, Carmela. Let me tell you something about Carmela. She is everything. She is. I remember I seen Carmela at a comedy show that I hosted, and she had me cracking the hell up. She's the real stuff. Like, she needs to be famous by now. You are the same way. Whatever. Miss Carol. And Deshaun. Hey, Deshaun. So, hey guys. So we're talking about when is it okay to tell a little lie? When is it okay to tell a little fib or whatever? And in that case, why do you do it? When is it okay? And how do you solve that situation? If you do tell that lie, like, do you go back and tell the person it's a lie, or do you let it be? Like, in what situations is it okay? And hey, Ashley, somebody's inboxing me. Y'all can text me if you got my whatchamacallit, my phone number, my main phone number. Text me on my main phone number. What's up, Stan? Oh, this is something else. So, all right. Being completely transparent with people, so forget others can be detrimental for. Yo, okay, thank you. So, bro, I definitely feel like when some people can't always handle your transparency. People can't always handle you being honest at all times, and sometimes you being extremely transparent, though you're thinking you're being great, and being a good friend or whatever the case is, that still can hurt a person. And so for me as an individual, I'm trying to figure out, how do I not hurt this person, but how do I also say to be an honest man? It's just very confusing. So I feel like, and sometimes we can also use the excuse of being transparent and real as a cover up for just being mean. I don't know. It just really depends. It really, really depends. Hey, Javon, what's up, my friend? Yo, oh my God, that's so weird. I'm about to read this. That's so dope. So when someone's food ain't good, like my grandma's monkey bread. That lie, but a big lie, no. So I think with food, and I'm not going to talk about the person because I don't want the person to be mad at me. But I actually just ran into that situation when somebody's food was not the best, and I was just very like, oh, this is nasty, this is dry, blah 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 blah, and I can tell that it really did affect the person, and I felt so bad after I was just given my real response, and I'm a person who, if you can cook, you're gonna see that I love what you're doing by my facial expressions, by my moaning, by my like not speaking to you, by me continually eating. Like that, to me, for those who know, I love a good cook. So if you can cook, you probably got my heart, my mind, my everything. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I was in a situation where I was just like, oh, this is not that good. And I just was saying it, but I realized I hurt a person because you gotta think about the process that happens before the person's cooking. Like the person's like seasoning, marinating the food, sweating his hot titties over the stove. Like that shit's real to cook. I don't do it, but people do it. And it's a lot of work. So absolutely, I feel you on that. What's up, life? Oh, hey Janine, Miss Scott out here in the streets, one of the baddest teachers around in this world, and especially in Omaha. Hello. The key is having a great feel for what needs to be said at the time, which takes understanding of who you're speaking with. It's from the relationship, absolutely from the relationship. But I'm not sure if you always gonna have a relationship with a person. So, we'll say if it was a coworker, and like, what happens then? Like, how do you treat a situation like that if it's a coworker? I know that when I'm in sometimes I feel like I'm lying when I'm in meetings and I'm quiet. When I'm quiet, sometimes I'm either like thinking, or I'm judging, or I'm thinking outside the box, or I'm just like confused about whatever the topic is that's going on in that meeting. So there are times where, my coworkers will be like, but Malachi, you're really quiet. What's going on? I'm like, oh, nothing, everything's fine. But in reality, I'm like really going through something or really thinking about something. And then there's times where they ask me and I tell the truth, and then I know that it may offend some people during that time. But sometimes those kind of situations, those things need to be said. What's up, Anaya? I miss you, Anaya, boo. I miss you so much. Oh, Alexis. The artsy photography. But you bad, though. You bad. So we're talking about lies. When it's okay to lie. When is it okay to put out those kind of things into the atmosphere? And then if you do put out a lie, how do you bring it back? Or do you resolve it by telling the truth or whatever? So we're going to talk about this for like another 4 minutes, and then we're going to move on to the other topic. So I want to know some of you guys' opinions. Okay, let's see what I got in this. One of my friends said, it's okay for a stretch of the truth, especially if it protects someone who can care about you. Knowing the truth will eventually come. Wow, that's interesting, homegirl. So someone just said it's okay to stretch the truth, but as long as around the corner, the truth will come. I wonder how that works. That's very interesting. I don't know how that works. I don't think that I've ever stretched the truth. I feel like I'm the kind of person, I'm so afraid of somebody like hearing something that I lie about and then like researching it on Google. Like, say if I said that say if I said I sang with Kelly Price. If I did not sing with Kelly Price and somebody Googled that, I would feel like an asshole. I would fuck a liar. But if I said that and you went to Google right now, you'll see that, oh, Malachi, you did, sing with Kelly Price. So, absolutely. What's up, Michael? We all here talking about people, situations where you lie and stuff like that. Okay. Yes. So that was good. I'm going to take the next few minutes to see what else you guys got to say about this lying epidemic. But I think overall, it's not okay to lie. It's not okay to lie in a relationship. But I do think there are times where you have to really consider people's feelings, the amount of work that a person may be going through, put into whatever you're going, whatever they're doing. That way that you're protecting the person's heart. If it's a matter of protecting a person's heart and confidence and self-esteem, sometimes you do need to just sugarcoat. And even though we call it, I just sugarcoated it a little bit, it's still a form of lying. There's so many things that we give, so many other names we give to the word lie, which is cool. No need to lie, Stan? Is there no need? I mean, I feel you. There's really no need, but there are sometimes where I think you need to definitely be careful about a person's well-being, and if it has to do with a person's well-being, then you need to be cognizant of how you're saying things, or make sure that the environment, as we talked about earlier, the environment is safe. The environment is a place where the person can receive whatever truth you have to say. What's up, Sherrod? Another good drummer. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Right, Rico. Even though I know you're my name, look at my mouth shut. So just be careful about your environment. So moving on, it's now 7:30 in Omaha. And so moving on to the next half. So the other part that I wanted to talk about today, if education changes your relationships with people, if education changes your friendships, your family relationships, all that jazz. So I'm going to give you a story of mine and then we'll talk or whatever. Let me see what else we got going on here. So I think Stan is saying something. Let's see what my friend is. Big boy stand. And this is horrible. So we're going to take it off of here. So this is truthful, right? I believe certain things shouldn't be said in private so that person is not hurt. Absolutely. Absolutely. Private is the best way to do it. I'll put people to the side. Even as a choir director, sometimes you can't just yell at a person in the midst of a rehearsal. You gotta be careful about that person's feelings because you're in a group of 15 to 75 people. I taught at conventions and convocations and everything else like that. And when I know that somebody's doing wrong, as a lead, a musician, or a section, or whatever the case is, I gotta be careful about how I present those comments because it can really damage somebody and really mess with their confidence. And I'm not about damaging somebody's confidence. Hey, Francis, baby. Martinez, haven't seen you in 1,000 years. Aquarius. That's my friend. He's my new friend. He don't even know it. We've been talking. I agree basically with what you said. That's the best way to be, Stan. Disagree with me. So, all right. So now we're moving on to saying, what's up, Joey? Okay, so when I went to, so I did Berkeley, then I went to Harris School, then I tried like two community colleges in Boston. I went to uh, Bunker Hill and MCC, which is Metro Community College, I think. Oh no, Roxbury. What's RCC? Roxbury Community College. So try both of them. In both of those places, I was there for like 2 weeks or whatever. College just was not my thing. And then I ended up going to the University of Bridgeport, and I was like this little black, not little, this tall ass black dude, from the hood who just didn't have no coof. You know, like I was like a Funyuns. I was like the dude who like had like a dill pickle, Funyuns, um, a sausage, like this little sausage you get pre-wrapped. I was just a dude who's like didn't have no real culture, if you will. So though I went to performing arts high school and I got to travel and sing, I still was a hood rat. Like I still was like, and I still have my ways where I love my hood ways. Like that's just what I do. What's up? How you doing, Dr. Washington? So I still have my hood ways, and I'm proud of my hood ways. I'm really, really, really proud of my hood ways. And hopefully, Dr. Washington, you can chime in on this because you're an educated woman as well. So when I went to undergrad, my freshman year, I met my mentor. Not just a guy who was there for the 4 years, but he has been in my life throughout from college, freshman year, up until now. And I valued our relationship because it wasn't just a mentorship. I felt like I had a brother, a dad, and somebody to look up to, an authority figure. Mind you, being raised without a father, I don't really know how to take, I didn't know how to take directives or anything from any male because I felt like you're not my granddad and nor are you my dad because I never had one. So I don't know who the hell you think you are. So with him, he did a good job at like boom, 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 putting me in a place where I need to just calm myself down because I was really loud. What's up, Ryan? I was really loud. I was really like ghetto. The first time, the first time I went to his office, I went to try to cuss him out because my financial aid was wrong, and I was pissed. Like, oh, they want me to pay this money. I should get a refund check. Blah 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 blah. And I went to his office. I had set an appointment, and I went in there to rip him a new ass. When I tell you, I went in there and tried to cuss him out. He cut me down, and I was like, oh wow. Like I didn't know what to do. I sat there, and he was like. He's like, I heard about you. I was like, what you mean you heard about me? He was like, I heard about you. You have a loud mouth. I was like, what does that mean? And he was just like, let me tell you something. Don't ever come to my office trying to tell me what I can and cannot do and what I should be doing for you. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So he checked the hell out of me. But then, like, not only did he check me, he encouraged me to do better. He said, well, Malachi, I think you have potential to be great. You just need to learn how to adapt to different situations. He said, and that's going to be my role in your life to help you out because you're pissing me off. And so like the next day, I can't say that part because I don't want to get him in trouble, but it was nothing bad. It was something like really, really good. Basically in the way he fixed situations that I don't know how they happen. So he definitely did what I think all black people should do is look out for our race because the whites look out for themselves and we need to start looking out for each other. So definitely looked out for me, and it just really showed me that people have heart. But what I liked about my mentor, he did do it with love because, and I never shut up. Like I never shut up. What I liked about it all was that through our relationship developing, I realized like this dude who I thought was very pristine, very like, hi, yeah, and I'm a black guy and I have 5,000 degrees and I'm just amazing, you know. Literally, that's in my brain how I took him. When we were like, oh, hang out, he'll bring me to eat on Sundays, we'll hang out. He really became like a dad for real. I realized like he was like me, and he's seen himself in me, and I think that's why we adapted to each other. And so he definitely showed me that education does not have to change. He always said education did not change me. My degrees allowed me to have different opportunities to build me up and to make me something new. And so one thing I always valued about myself and my educational journey was that I kept on getting knowledge, getting knowledge, getting knowledge, getting knowledge. Here I am as a doctoral student, and I'm trying my hardest not to let education change who I am as a person. So when I used to go back home from college, I always remained the same old Malachi. Like I still was loud, goofy, sarcastic, a little, direct or whatever. And I enjoyed that about myself, but I also am figuring out as I get older, now that I'm in my doctorate program, who's on here? Kenya. Keely! I can't see that other one. But yeah, so education, I realize as I get older, my education is getting bigger, it's getting broader, I'm learning more, my head's about to explode, I'm going crazy with the type of knowledge I got. I find myself sometimes correcting people, whether it's a speech or the way they're analyzing things, and I try my hardest to step back on that because I don't want nobody to feel uncomfortable. And I'm not sure if my education has changed the way people look at me or the way that I treat people, but I have known some people, and even some people like that are Greek, like. So for those of you who don't know, Greek, and we call it Greek. There's something called the Divine Nine. It's 9 historically black sororities and fraternities. Kappa being the best, of course, because that's what I'm in. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So, even with that, sometimes like when people cross over to, whatever, they're into their, fraternity or sororities, they start acting different. And they act as if they're better than. And that's what sometimes people think education does for people. And you hear certain people, I've seen some people like, I don't know who you are. You can't even talk to me because did you go to college? Did you da-da-da-da? Did you do that? Well, no, we can't talk. Which I don't believe that education should navigate a person's relationship or connection with a person. I believe I can be connected to anybody who, Stan, I'm telling you the truth, bro. I could be connected to anybody who doesn't have education, high school or whatever. That's not going to navigate my relationship with you. Now, what does navigate my relationship with you is your standards and your ability to love on people and your capability to understand and comprehend conversations. So if those things can't go through, then yeah, then I'm probably being a butthole and probably not giving no attention. But I don't never try to let my education be the guiding factor to relationships with people or how I treat people. I try my hardest to make sure that I remain the same and equal towards everybody. And if I don't, I would love for somebody to check me and tell me that I don't, because I feel like I do. And maybe I don't. Who knows? So I would love to know if there's any situations where, hey, Andre, we're talking about times, other situations where your education, whether it's been high school, because it could be from some people that are the first to ever graduate from high school in their family that feel guilty about graduating high school. High school, college, master's degree, doctorate degrees. Are there people who feel like the education? Thank you, Pastor. Are there people who feel like those things change relationships or have people treat you a little different? And I wish that my friends was on here so they can tell me if I do, because I would really love to know if I am that guy, because I don't want to be that guy. Well, I don't think I am. I think I'm good. So yeah. So these are the things I would love to know from you guys. If there's anybody who has any situations or stories that you can share about things that you struggled with when it comes down to just getting your education. Let me see if there's some people that are texting me. There's some people that are texting me. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Alright, let me see what they're saying. And here we go. Here we go right now. Oh, you guys are being stupid. Anyway, so all right. So we talked about obviously relationships with people and education. So especially the other times where education has changed me. So I'm also a guy who I believe that education shouldn't change your relationships with people, but I believe that it should change the way that you navigate you navigate your life. So if you're getting knowledge and you're learning, you put everything into your treasure chest. Those things should be the guidance throughout your life. Whether it's um, how you treat your children. So you know, I'm a dad. I'm a firm believer now in education, and I believe that my son should definitely see me as a role model when it comes down to finishing things out. Um, so my first reason why I went back to school to get he was the first reason why I went to get my undergrad. Because I was going to be like a platform artist. A platform artist is somebody who does hair on the road, does like big in the sky circle things with hair shows. I was going to do that, and I was going to travel, and my goal was to be a celebrity hairstylist and sing background for whoever I'm doing the hair for, and that's what I was going to do. That could still be reality now, but that's none of your business right now. And so then I decided to go back to school, which I did. I got kind of forced to go back to school for Malachi, my son. And then I decided to go get my master's because I was like, well, we're living a day and time where your undergrad is now considered like a high school degree. Because people, which is a good thing, people are starting to go to school, seeing the importance. I've seen a lot of my friends who I personally would have never thought that they would be interested in college, getting the thing. Actually, I have a friend, and I don't think he minds me talking about him. And I won't consider him my friend because we have like a love-hate relationship. But I mean, I do consider him. He's an associate. I'll never give him no titles because he ain't shit. He ain't nothing. But his name is Mashad. And I'm so proud of him because he went from like a associate degree. Now he's working on his bachelor's in nursing. And I'm just so proud of him because he's proving through his situation. So he went through a hell of a upbringing, and being from the hood and stuff like that, you know, sometimes you just get stuck and there's no way out and you don't want to move, you don't want to travel. But he's like doing his online classes, he's going to class when he can, like he's doing his thing. And so he made me feel so good when he was like, Mal, you know, you encouraged me to go back to school without saying anything, despite of how mean you are to me. Well, that's what he said to me, but I'm not really mean to him. I just don't like him. But he told me, he was like, you know, you really encouraged me to go back because there's something powerful about a black man having his degree. So I'm powerful about knowing that I can say that I have that. And I get him. So my thing is like, the way I'm looking at my son, Sabrina! Woo woo! Look at that girl. Boy, Sabrina's a good looking woman. Oh, is she single? I think she's single right now. For those of you, my straight friends who are on here, just ask Sabrina. She's beautiful. She's thick. She's Puerto Rican. I think you're Puerto Rican, right? She's definitely not Dominican, so I think she's Puerto Rican. And she's not Mexican, so I think she's Puerto Rican. Anyway, add her. She's fine. Okay. I'm always trying to hook somebody up. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. My son, so I went back to my master's. I got my master's because, you know, high school, I mean, like I said, college is like a high school degree. So I decided to go get my master's. And that degree also was for my son. When I got that was for him. He seen it. He was there. It was wonderful. But this doctorate, hey, Joe J. My baby, I miss you, Joe J. so much. I miss you so much. This last degree, this terminal degree that I'm getting is for me. And I'm realizing that this is the hardest I've ever worked my butt off. and the most reading and writing that I've ever done. But I mean, it's expected when you're working on that stuff. So, um, yeah. So hopefully, my process throughout my educational journey is something that helps my son see that he has the ability to do it. I'm never going to force him to do anything but get his undergrad. Other than that, he can live his best life. He can go travel, backpack in Australia for all I care. I don't give a hell. Honestly, you can do whatever you want to do, but as long as you get those 4 years out the way, you can go do whatever you want to do. You can get people pregnant. No, I'm joking. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. You don't do that. Don't be like your daddy. Don't do that. So yeah, so we're talking about has like education. Sometimes maybe it's not even education. Maybe it's even a job title. Maybe it's like you just got a director job and now your friends feel like you're all that. Like, has it ever been a time where those kind of life changing situations change you? I would love to know. I would love to know. Michael, my brother, my friend. I hope all is well with you. We're talking about. Oh, you'll be a great person because I just talked about how Greek life can kind of change people's personalities and kind of make them think that they're better than when they cross their lines and they become a part of that fraternity or sorority. And I'm also talking about how sometimes a work title can change and then your friends around you change or treat you differently, or education can change you completely and treat you differently. People around you can treat you differently, or maybe sometimes when people get educations or better jobs or whatever new, they start treating people differently. So I would love to hear some stories if you have any, or any advice for people who deal with people who are actually on that level. So, try to see. I'll be having like little pauses and stuff in this whole thing. I need to do better. So, I think I'm gonna actually plan the next few weeks. I'm not gonna plan right now. For like the last 3 weeks, I've been winging this for real, like winging it. But I think we're gonna plan it next week a little bit more better to have a little bit more content for you guys. But I do just want to go over everything. So earlier we talked about lies and how it's not okay to lie, but you gotta make sure you know the situations and people's heart and if they can handle the truth. And if you do have to tell them the truth, you know, make sure it's in the right place and things like that. Because sometimes the truth hurts. It really does. And then we also talked about education and how education can. What's up, J. Crumb? I was talking about education, how sometimes education can definitely be something that changes a person's life, but also can change relationships with people due to the fact that people may feel like they're in a different caliber and they don't have nothing in common. And so when those things happen, I think it takes the person who's educated, or not saying that the person ain't, but who's been looked at negatively, for them to change, you know, to work hard diligently to make sure that person doesn't feel that way, because you always want people who have been there before your come up to be the most important people in your life. So for me, I have friends back home who are more than friends. They're my sisters. I love them. I treat them the same that I always treated them all my life. My family members, I come from a really big family, so I treat them all the same as well. But one thing I'm loving about my family right now, and it's a good thing. My sister, she got her master's. She beat me. She got hers before I did. My brother is working on his master's, I think. My mom, she's being a mom. My cousin Nina, she's working on her master's right now, I believe. So she's working on her master's and she's a nurse. And then I have like my cousin Tatiana. She's working on her master's, I believe. So it's starting to spread slowly. It's starting to move in my family, and I'm glad to see the effects because what it does, it allows a stronger connection for my family. We are a very close knit family, the Hollands and the Eastons, and we work really hard to make sure we stay together and do things together. And I think that with us having the foundation that we have, especially the cousins, we're able to start taking over more responsibilities. So I think it changes you. Josephine Manu. Hello. Oh, y'all. Yes, I'm going to embarrass you. Who I got on this line? Who's on here? I don't think anybody on here is doable. No, they're not right now. I was gonna let them know, Joe, that you single or whatever, and you cute, and she got a nice body, and she has beautiful brown skin. So if you like that, and she can cook. Josephine can cook, and she's funny, and she loves the Lord. She's gonna kill me. I know she's gonna text me, but I don't care. I love you. She wasn't my sister. No, I'm joking. No, I'm not. Yeah. No. But yeah, Josephine, we're talking about how education sometimes can hinder relationships or make people feel awkward around you because they no longer feel like you guys have anything in common. So, yeah, but that's the end of this one. I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm going to eat me some of this soul food, and then I'm going to call it an early night because I am tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Oh, Michael, hold on. Maybe I'm not gonna get off right now. Let me show you guys. I can tell all that is cool to be proud of what you work for, but don't grow or belittle the work, but don't grow Hey, what's up, cousin Chris? There'll be no you should all know that. Absolutely. What's up, brother? I see you, Alex. I don't know what I should call you because you have Ren there, so I didn't know if you're going by your first name. Maybe I'll just leave it alone and just call you Alex. I don't even know if you go by Alex now. I don't know what to call you. I just know he's fine. So my brother Alex is fine. He's the last one that's unknown. I already know. I plugged Chris earlier. But Michael, you are right. Absolutely. Everybody has their own path. Everybody has their own way of doing things, and I don't think anybody should judge anybody on what level they are in life, but I do think it's more of a connection for people. So I can easily be working in the world of the arts like I'm working now in higher, in a high position or something like that. And if I'm talking to somebody who maybe works works at McDonald's. You see, I felt even bad saying, I felt bad making that reaction about somebody working at McDonald's. But if I did meet somebody who I really, really liked and they were cool or whatever. Oh, so you do go by Alex with an extra X? All right. Yeah. So Alex with an extra X. That's my brother, y'all. He is off the chain. He's mad fashionable. If y'all single, hit him up. I don't even know if he's single right now, but Adam. Anyway, so Georgetta gave cool words. How you doing? But so if I was to talk to somebody who worked at McDonald's, but then I would say that I would if their maturity and connection was real. I don't think you should never judge. You shouldn't judge anybody based on their level of relationship. Single, I know that's right. I know that's right. He is single and he is ready to mingle. I know he's ready to mingle shit. But no, for real. There's mad cuties on this, so you might as well just everybody add Alex. He's off the chain. Okay? That's my brother. Treat him right. So I just think it's the level of connection that you have with a person that works that out. But I think I'm about to be over time. I am about to be over time. But I hope this conversation was good. I hope you can look back on it and laugh. Not saying that any of those things, like any of the things about lying, that's me. Just trying to see where people's minds are at. And also the whole changing of scenery and education and things like that, that sometimes can really change a person, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think that it's important for you to let your education open opportunities for you, not change who you are as a person or the person that you are for the people who are in your surroundings. So, absolutely. Can I borrow your outfit though? You'll look nice in this brown. I think you look even better in this red. But absolutely, you can actually have this vest because I can't fit it no more. I'm barely making it. I'm about to give this shirt away. I'm about to give this shirt away too. And this, I might even give this blazer away. Shit, man. But it's not the weight. It's my arms are just getting so big. God, you're making it work a miracle. Say shabba. But I got you, Michael. I got you for sure. But anyway, we're about to be out of this. Let me go ahead and pray out of this bad boy. Lord God, thank you for this opportunity to talk to people, to laugh, joke, and have discussion, real conversation. I hope that it allows people to just look forward to a time just to talk and have a real conversation, and hopefully it can help somebody through something, or awareness of somebody who is dealing with some of these things. So, Lord God, thank you. We love you so very much. Amen. All right, I'm out. I'm gonna take some pictures or whatever and post them, of course. Cause one more thing. I know that I said I was gonna stop, but let me remind you guys, I am quarantining. I know that I post pictures. I know that I look like I'm out having a good time. I am not. I'm in one place. I am getting myself dressed up every day, doing my hair, my face, and stuff like that. Putting on outfits. Most I do is go work out. And that's outside, but that's okay. So for those like, be safe. I am being safe. You don't see a mask on me because I'm in the same place. I'm keeping very, very safe out here in these streets. So continue to pray for me, but just know I'm not. Most I'm around is family, and I'm okay being around my family and a closed door family house. Okay, so love you. You guys be safe. God bless you. Now I'm gone.